And a massive manhunt is underway for a 57-year-old Minnesota man in connection to the early morning attack that left State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband dead, and State Senator John Hoffman of Chaplin and his wife injured. The suspected gunman has been identified as Vance Boliter, according to 3 people familiar with the investigation. ABC's Olivia Rubin has the details.
Democratic State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband shot and killed this morning in what Minnesota's governor is calling a politically motivated assassination. Authorities say it happened around 3:30 a.m. at their home in the Minneapolis suburb of Brooklyn Park.
Our state lost a great leader, and I lost a dearest of friends. Speaker Hortman was someone who served the people of Minnesota with grace, compassion, humor, and a sense of service.
Roughly 90 minutes earlier in nearby Champlin, law enforcement saying State Senator John Hoffman and his wife shot and wounded.
This was an act of targeted political violence.
Following the shooting of the Hoffmans, officers going to proactively check on Hortman. As they arrived at the state representative's home, they say they noticed what appeared to be a police vehicle in the driveway, with emergency lights on and an officer leaving the premises.
Brooklyn Park police officers encountered the individual, who immediately fired at them, and they exchanged gunfire, and then the individual was able to escape during that exchange of gunfire.
Investigators say the suspect fled the scene on foot and say they searched his car and found a list of names. That suspect identified as 57-year-old Vance Bolter.
Do not approach him. You should consider him armed and dangerous, and you should call 911 immediately with the information.
According to law enforcement sources, the list in his car including Democratic politicians in Minnesota at the state and federal levels. State officials and local law enforcement say there is now increased security presence for lawmakers and other officials. In Washington, political leaders from both sides of the aisle, including former President Joe Biden, with a similar message saying political violence has no place in the country. The entire congressional Minnesota delegation also releasing a joint statement condemning the attack. Olivia Rubin, ABC News, New York.